Hey everyone, this is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with the puzzle called Which Is It by Derektionary. This is a puzzle that Derektionary submitted, but it was originally part of the Caging Constraints puzzle pack, which was supposed to be a series of 3 puzzle packs. And I've been waiting for my life to get more under control for me to complete the third one. The third one was always going to be not the biggest pack, but the most work. And around the time that Caging Constraints came out, everything just went nuts for me, and I've had to focus on what I've been doing, so keeping the channel just going rather than finding a lot of extra time. So yeah, it's been interesting. So yeah, I've all of the packs that have come out through my channel, I've had to put a lot of work into myself. I don't just get packs submitted to me that I can then release as paid content. I put all the packs are released for free, and I have to do a lion's share of the organization myself, as well as putting out 2 videos a day and all of that all by myself. So yeah, it's all been a bit tricky, and when working a full-time job and other stuff, it's just a mess. So yeah, when Directionary said this is a puzzle that should be seen, yeah, it should. This is a good puzzle. I vaguely remember testing this 6 months ago, maybe. I can't remember. So I do not remember the details. I looked at the test records, and I did test this, I think, or I did test this, but I don't remember any of the details of it at all. So anyway, how does this work? So normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. There are inequality symbols, which are basically greater than or less than symbols, which basically means the digit on the side that is open will be greater than the digit on the side it is closed, or it will point to the smaller digit. We've got cage ambiguity. So these cages will either be killer cages or look and say cages, and we don't know which. It will be one or the other. What do they mean? Killer cages means that the digits in the cage will sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage, and digits cannot repeat within cages. Look and say cages means that if you look at the number in the top left corner of the cage, if you say it out loud as digits, will tell you what must be in the cage. So if this was a look and say cage, with 2 9 would mean it would have to contain 2 9s. 1 8 will mean that this cage either is an 18 cage or contains 1 8, or both. We don't know. It could be a killer cage that contains 1 8. But yeah, so that's what we know. Yeah, yeah, I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So the first thing that jumps out to me is at least one of these cages must be a look and say cage, because 17 plus 17 plus 19 is higher than the total that of all of the cells from 1 to 9. So if you grab all of the cells from 1 to 9, which was what would be in the box, that will sum to 45. 17 plus 17 plus 19 is bigger than that. So at least one of these is a look and say. Oh, 2 8. Well, the biggest you can put on into a 3-cell killer cage is 24. So this has to contain 2 8s. And if I put one there, I cannot put another one in. So these are both 8s. And the same here with 29. 3-cell 29 cage cannot be a killer cage. This is a look and say cage. Must have 2 9s, and they must be there. I should pick some colours. What colours do I want to use? Let's say that pink is look and say. Now, an 11 cage without an 8 or a 9 could be either. These are now fulfilled, so I can ignore them. Well, I can't put 2 9s into a 29 cage. That's just not possible. So this must be a, let's use a pale blue. This must be a killer cage. Actually, I'm going to swap those over. No, this is fine. No, actually, I am going to swap those over, because pink is a, yeah, let's do that. So this is going to be the pale, and red is going to be the killer color, because red is more of a killer color. So 29, I can't put two nines in this cage. The same way I can't put two eights in this cage, and I can't put two nines in this cage. So those are all killer cages. And 2, 9, there's only one way to make that, because 6, 7, 8, 9, the largest digits they could be is 30. So I can only reduce one of those digits by 1. And if I reduce the 7, the 8, or the 9, then I've got to leapfrog the 6 and I'm reducing by 2. So these are 5, 7, 8, and 9. Now this has got to be bigger than this. So that can't be 5 and that can't be 9. Now 28, I've got two options, but I have to put 8 and 9 in them. Now 9 can't be smaller than anything, so it can't go there. 8 could be larger than the other thing, though. Hang on, but this can't have a 9 in it now, because I've got to put a 9 in here, and I have to put a 9 in here. So this is a killer cage. So it's a 19. And yes, I am going to use Sven's killer calculator for this. This is a 19 cage. And it can't have an 8 or a 9 in it, because there's an 8 here and there's an 8 here, 8 and an 8 here and 8 here, and an 8 here, sorry, and a 9 here and a 9 here. So the question is, where does 8 and 9 go in this row? They can't go there, they can't go there, so they must go down here, which means they can't be in here. So there's no 8 or 9, which means there is a 7 in here. It's not there. Well, hang on, there's no, I know where they are. There's no 9 there. This is the 9, and there's no 8 there. This is the 8. And there's no 7 there, because there'd have to be something bigger than it. Something stuck in my teeth. Hang on, same is true here. I've got an 8 here, and I've got an 8 up here, so I can't put an 8 in here. The question is, where does 8 and 9 go here and in this column? I can't put 8 or 9 there, and I can't put 8 or 9 there. So 8 and 9 are in there, but they're not in those two. This is an 8-9 pair, and they're not there because of those. So this is an 8-9 pair. There's no 8 or 9 in here. Is there anything forced into this? I'm not sure. Sorry, my etiquette and everything is down, and I'm fully aware of that. Okay, so this is 4, 7, 8, 9, or 5, 6, 8, 9. Four, 7, or 5, 6. Hang on, but I've got a 7 here and a 7 here. I must put a 7 in this. If I don't put a 7 in this, then something is telling me it's not right. If I don't put a 7 in this, 3, 4, 5, 6, which would be the biggest I can have. 5 and 6 is 11. 3 and 4 is 7. That's 18. So I must put a 7 in this. That is confirmed. As I said, I was using the calculator, but I am confirming. So 7 is here and 7 is here. So I cannot put 7 in this 28 cage. So this is 5, 6, 8, 9. And there's no 9 here. And there's no 5 here. But now there's no 5 in here. Hang on, isn't that 5? Because I can't put 5 here and I can't put 5 here. So that's 5. There's no 5 in this cage. Which means there is a 6 and a 7 in this cage. And it's 1, 4, 6, 7 or 2, 3, 6, 7. And whatever isn't here is in here. So this is either 1, 4 or 2, 3. So it's either 1, whoops, it's either 1, 4 or 2, 3. God, what's going on? So this can't be 1, 2, 8. Oh, hang on. No, it could just have 1, 1 in it. This could just have 1, 1 in it. At which point this would be 2, 3. If it doesn't have a 1 in it, it's got a 2 in it. This becomes 1, 4. That could be fine. Now, do I know anything more about this 19 cage? Because now it can't have a 5 in it. Because 5, well, this is now a 5. Because 5 can't go down here because this is 5, 6, 8, 9. And 5 can't go down here because this is 5, 7, 8, 9. So this is 5 and there's no 5 in this. So this is actually known. This is 2, 4, 6, 7. And this is not the 7 because I can't make that larger. This can't be 6 either because I can't put 7 here and I can't put 8 or 9 here. So this is either 2 or 4. Two, 4, 6, 7. But if this is 4, this would have to be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, and it can't be any of them. So this is actually the 2. That's nuts. And this has to be, well, these are 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 1 and 3, and only 3 is higher than 2. Which, surprisingly enough, has done very little. Now, I can't, oh, I should have looked at this earlier. This can't have an 8 in it, so this is absolutely a killer cage. So it's a killer cage without an 8 or a 9 in it. So it's actually forced. It's 5, 6, 7. That's been there since the very beginning. I'm sorry, everyone. So there's no 5, 7 there, so there's no 8, 9 there. So this is 5, 7. This is 8, 9. Actually, is this... No, I've still got 1, 4 or 2, 3 with 6, 7 in here. Now, I know one of these, at least, is look and say. Oh, heck, I've made a huge mistake. No, I haven't made a mistake. We do know this is killer. I just forgot to color it. Because this has to be killer because I can't put an 8 in it. I just didn't color it. Now, there's no 5 here. So what are these? These are 1, 2, 3, 4? Well, that's not a problem. One of these has to be killer. Because I can't put 7 in both of them. And that's a bit weird. If this is killer, it has to be 6, 9. Because the 7 would go here to make... Oh, hang on. Could both of these be killer and this have a 9 in it? Because this would be 7, 8. This would be 17 without 7 or 8 or 9. Which doesn't work. You need a 7, an 8 or a 9 in that cage. Because you can't do 17 without in 3 without 7, 8 or 9. Because 4, 5, 6 is only 15. I know my solving's not up to its normal level, which is not great at the best of times. Okay, so these are 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see this across here. Maybe this will give me something. This can't be the 1 and this can't be the 4. So there's a 2, 3, 4 here. So this, hang on, what are these? Because they can't have 5. They can't have 6. They can't have 7. They can't have 8. They can't have 9. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4. And these ones can't be 1. And these can't be 2, 3. So this is a 1, 4 pair. Hang on, is that right? No, that's got to be wrong. I can't put 5 in either of those because 5 in these is taken up here. Because if I put 5 here, 5 has to go in those. Same with 6, because 6 is here and here. Same with 7. Same with 8 and same with 9. So this is a 1, 4 pair. So this is not 4. 4 is down here, which means these are not 4. That feels wrong. But I can't see why it's wrong. There's no 2 here. There's no 1 or 3 here. There's no 1 or 3 here. This is a 2, 4 pair. So these are 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, these are 5, 6, 7. That can't be 7 because this would be 8 or 9. And this is 5, 6, or 7. But this has to be larger than this. So this is 6 or 7. So this is a 5, 6, 7 triple. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's not 2. This is a 4, 6. That's a 6, 7 pair. This is the 4. There's no 4 there. There's no 4 there. This is a 1, 3 pair. Two and 4 must be in here for the box. So there's no 2, 4 there, which I could have got from that. Okay, that's fine. So what is this 11 cage? It can't be 1, 2, 8. It could be 1, 3, 7. And bear in mind, I am fully aware that this could still be a look and say. 1, 4, 6 is possible. 2, 3, 6 is possible. 2, 4, 5 is not possible. But if it's a look and say, I just need to put a 1 in one of those. Isn't 5 now in here? I can't put... Yeah, 5 is in one of those two. So there's no 5 there. This is a 5. I could have got that from the 6, 7 pair. So 5 is down here somewhere. I am... Now, I can't put 6 and 7 down here, but I do have to put 6 and 7 in this cage. If this is 6, this is 7, this becomes 6 and 7. But I don't see why that's a problem. Six is in one of these two now. This is 6, 7. This becomes 5. If this is 5, one of these has to be a 1 because I can no longer make these sum to 6. But if this is 5, this could still be a normal 11 cage. It's got to be this box, but I don't see what to do with it. Like this 17 cage, it's either 6, 9 or 7, 8. Now this can't be 8 or 9, so it's 6. But no, that's not true. Because it could be a Look-and-Say cage. If it's Look-and-Say, it's got a 7 in it. If it's got a 7 in it, I mean, 7 is down here. I can see that because 7 and 7 are lining up. 8 and 9 are up here. I don't have enough information on 6s up there. If there's a 7 in this, it could be 7 anything. That's the problem. And this is now 17 without a 7. But there's lots of options for that. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9 are all in here. So 5 is in one of those two. 9 is in one of those two. 7 is in one of those three. This ambiguity I'm not comprehending. 5. So there's a 6 down here. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Hang on, this is a 7. This is a 7 because I can't put 7 in either of those because the 7s are taken up here. So this is from 1, 2, 3, 4. And these can't contain 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. These are from 1, 2, 3, 4. These are from 1, 2, 3, 4. That's actually not as helpful as I wanted. It's all got to be this box, and I can't see it. 19. Thing is, I can... If it's killer, it's got an 8 or a 9 in it. Okay. I mean, I've got to put 8s and 9s in that somewhere down here. If it's got a 9 in it... If there's a 9 in this, how do I fulfill these? Well, one of them's got a 7 in it, and the other has to be... Now, if there's a 9 in this is either 7 anything... Actually, what am I talking about? This is either 7 with something or 8, 9. And this can't be 8, 9. I've been looking at this all wrong. This can't be 8, 9. This is a Look-and-Say. 17. I've been thinking it's a... What have I been thinking this is? I've been thinking this is a 15 cage for some strange reason. I'm sorry, everyone. This is a 17 cage and it can't be 8, 9. This has been here for what, 20 minutes? So this is a Look-and-Say cage. It's got a 7 in it. This is a killer cage and it doesn't have a 7 in it. So it must have an 8 or a 9 in it. Now this cage, there's no 7 down here. So there is a 7 in here, which means there's no 7 here and there's no 7 here. This is a 7. Now, can this still be a 13 cage? Yes, 1, 5, 7. Except I can't put 1 in either of those cells. I can't put 1 there without breaking there, and I can't put 1 there. Or 2, 4, 7. But this could be 2, 4, 7. Okay, so 7 is in here with something. Now, this 17 cage... It is a killer cage. It must have an 8 or a 9 in it. Now, if this is killer and this is killer, maybe I can determine what this is. If this is killer, 17 plus 19 is 29, 36. 36 would leave me with 9 to get. And that's broken because I have to put a 7 over here. This would have to be 711. This is a look and say cage. So there's a 9 in it, and there's no 9 in this cage. There's no 9 there. So there is no 9 in this, which means there is an 8 in this cage, which means there's no 8 there. There's no 9 there. 9 here means there's no 9 here. So there is a 9 in here somewhere. So there is an 8 in here. 3, 6, 8 or 4, 5, 8. That's been there for so long and I did not see it. So now this is just a 17 cage without a 7 or a 9 in it. Just. Now, what's next? That's not an 8. If that's an 8, that's a 9 and that has no fill. So there's no 8 there. But, that's 8, that's 9. This becomes 5, 6 and 7. That works. Hang on. 5 is in here and 5 is in here. So there's a 5 in this 17 cage. So 5 and 8 is 13. This is 4, 5, 8. This is 4, 5, 8, and there's no 8 there. This is a 1. This is a 4. There's no 4 down here at all. There's no 4 here, which means 4 is in one of those two. Oh, that did so much less than I'd hoped. But 4, 5, 8 means there's no 4 there. This is the 4. This has to be less, so this isn't 3. This is a 2, 3 pair. So I know what these are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. And I can't put 9 there. That's a 6. That's a 9. That is not a 9. So this is a 6. So what are these? These are 1, 2, 3, 4? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, these are 2, 3, 4. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, okay. And there's no 4 there. This is the 4. This is 4, 5, 8. 4, 5. Thing is, these cages are now filled. This is the only one that's not filled. Hang on, but 9 and 7, that's more than... This must be 3 to make that work. Because 9 and 7 is already way over 13. So this has to be 3 to make it a look and say. And that's almost all of the cages done. Just not this one. Oh, this is tricky. I think when I remember looking at my notes, I solved this a lot faster than this, but whatever. So 3 makes this 2, which makes this 3, which takes 3 out of there. So this is the 3. That's a 1, 2 pair. So there's no 1, 2 here. Maybe this is more pressured now. Because it's... Can I put 1, 4 in here? I don't see why not. What about 2, 3? Again, oh, well, hang on. I know what these are. Because these are 1, 2, and 6. So there's no 1, 2 here. This is 3, 4. Three, 4 makes this 2, which makes this 4. I get the feeling there's an inequality or something that I've completely skipped over. 7. 7 is in here and in here. So I can't put 7 there. That's a 6. That's a 5. That's a 7. So this is either 1, 3, 7 to make 11, or it's got a 1 in it. So there's no 1 here no matter what. And there must be a 1 in here, which means this is 2. Which means this is 1 and this is 2. Now, if this is 2, I can't put 2, 3, 6, 7. This is 1, 4, 6, 7. And this doesn't have a 4. This is a 3, which means this is the 1. And this is 2, 3, 4. Which means this is the 1 and this is the 3. The 7 looks up, making this 6 and this 7. There's no 1 in here because of this 1. So 1 is in here. It's probably more happening in these columns. Like this is 4, this is 3. This is a pair now. No, it's not. There's no 2 here, but this is 1, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, this is 1, 5, and 6. Now, there's no 1 here. This is 2 or 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 6, 8. These are 2, 6, and 8. Now, this is fulfilled. Like, I can ignore this cage. This doesn't have to sum to 11 now. Like, I can just say it's a look and say, and I can ignore the cage. This could be anything, and the cage is still fulfilled. But this is a 2, 3 looking at it. So this is the 4, and there's no 4 there. There's no 4 there. This is a 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 in here. There can't be a 9 there. There has to be a 6 in one of those two. For the row. There's no 6 here because of this 6. Five, 6, 8, 9. 9 has to be down here. Nine is in here. Because it has to be larger. So this is 8 and this is 9. And now there's no 8 in here. So this is 6, 9. And that takes 6 out. I pushed the wrong button. So this takes 6 out of here, and this becomes the 5, and this becomes the 8. That takes 5 out of here, takes 8 out of both of those. The 8 is in here now. 8, 9. But this has to be 9 because it has to be larger than 8. So this is 6. So this is 7 and this is 6. This is 8, so this is 9. This is 5 and this is 7. Now there's no 5 here anymore. So this is the 5. There's no 8 here. There's no 5 here. There's no 5 here. Where does 5 go in this row? Because of those 5s, this is the 5. No. Yes, because I can't put 5 here. This is absolutely the 5. So this is the 4 and this is the 8, which makes this the 9 and this the 8. Which makes this the 6 and this the 9. And now I've got the 9 in this cage. Now this is 7 and something, but the 6 looks like making this 1, so this is 2, so this is 1, this is 6, this is 2. There is no 2 in there. So this is a 6, 8 pair. And I can use anything down there to resolve it. Let's use that 8. So this is now a known pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 7, which is not yet resolved, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 and 3. Ooh, okay. This 5 makes this 7 and this 5. The 7 looks down, taking 7 out of there. The 4 comes out of there. So this is 1, 6. No 6 here. This is 4, 7. The 1 looks back, making this 3 and 1, which looks over, making this 2 and 3. The 2 looks over, making this 7 and 2. The 7 looks over, making this 4 and 7. And that is Which Is It by Derektionary. I feel I should have done better on that puzzle, and I am sure there's going to be a lot of people saying, I did that in 16 minutes. Yeah, whatever, great. Congratulations. I had fun, and I say I had fun for 32 minutes, so I had double the fun of people who did it in half the time. Math. No, that was really good. I enjoyed that one, Directionary. I hope everyone who is watching enjoyed it as well. That was a lot of fun. And the Look-and-Say puzzles are just stunning. I really do enjoy them. And probably one of the better creations of the last year or so. People call out, I'm not going to pick on other creations because I don't want to pick on the people who created them, but there's a lot of other people, things that have come along that people turn around and say, this is absolutely the best thing ever. I think Look-and-Say is probably my favorite new thing I've seen come up because it is just so elegant and you can just do so much with it. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you're enjoying the content, and as always, good luck with your solving.